Yard bean, bora, pea bean, snake bean, Chinese long bean, bodi. Yeah, I know it as bodi. Some of you may even know it as asparagus bean. In today's episode of Food FAQ, we'll take a look at how to clean and prep these wonderful beans. If you like French bean, green beans, string beans, you will love this. Just it takes a little bit longer to cook. Now, growing up in the Caribbean, notice how skinny this is? The ones we were accustomed to would have been almost as thick as my baby finger, really fat, same length, maybe longer at times too. There's also some of them which are a bit shorter, same name, bodi, and there's some which are purple in color. If you follow me on CaribbeanPot.com, you would have seen me prepare a recipe with that before. By the way, head over to CaribbeanPot.com. I'm going to do a lovely vegan dish, curry bodi with potato. You're going to love that one, so you got to head over there to see that. But today we're going to focus on how to trim it. This is the sort of stem area where it would have been attached to the vine. And you see, it grows on a vine, the stem area here. And that is what we need to trim off. We're going to trim that off, and we're going to trim off the bottom parts. Now, there are a couple ways we can do this. We can grab them. This has been washed, it's been pat dry and ready. I will give it a secondary wash later. Now, depending on the dish that you're making, the size and how you trim it will depend on that. In my case, I'm making that curry bodi with potato, so it's going to be about 1 inch to 1.5 inches or so. But what you would do is the stem area, you would break that off. This goes into the rubbish, and if the bottom part is a bit discolored or anything, you can trim that off as well. Then you would go with your hands and you would just snap it, break, snap, break, and notice what I'm doing, snap. Now, what I find is, growing up in the Caribbean, when mommy and daddy would grow this in the garden, there used to be a string because it was much thicker, as I mentioned. So when you would snap here, like so, you'd be able to pull down, and the sort of rib that works all the way down, I might need a pedicure, all the way down the length of the bodi or the bora, down this way, that would be able to be removed. I find with the skinny ones that I have here, and here's a great example of why you must trim the bottom off. Snappity snap, that goes into the rubbish. And again, if you're using the more fat bodi, thicker that is, everybody's have a, you're shaming the body now, you cut it fat. Anyhow, we ain't going that route. This is one way to trim it. Then you would wash it, and again, depending on the size. Now, if you're using this, it goes great in fried rice as well. If you ever had a good Guyanese fried rice, you know they would chop this up about 1/4 inch or so into small pieces. You add it into the fried rice, proper things. The other way we can do this, we're just going to shift this over, and we're going to grab a handful. Just make sure they all line up, the stems, like so. Let's shake that off, push that aside. And all we will do then is taking a sharp knife, boom. And you notice how many we got, boom. And all we would do is just keep feeding that, chopping it like so, yeah? So there you go, and then you're gonna give this a good wash, and then you're gonna prepare it in any manner that, well, of course, the bottom you will have to trim out individually because the length of each one will differ, but it's sort of save time, you know what I mean? Chris here, Food FAQ. If you would like to see me cover something, drop me a comment down below and Iman will get to it. Bodi, bora, yard bean, snake bean, yard long bean, Chinese bean, whatever you call it, you just learn how to prepare it for making any sort of dish that you want to make, yeah? Oh, by the way, tons of recipes using this over at CaribbeanPot.com. Head over there, I got all this sorted out.